We've got the 2024 Rubicon 4-door and the 2024 Rubicon X 4-door. And in today's video, what we aim to do is kind of compare both of these, talk about their similarities, talk about some of the differences, give my personal opinion on a buyer's guide of who would be in the market for either one of these, and then also just kind of break them down and take a look at them. If you're looking to order a brand new Jeep Wrangler and get it for the best deal possible, shipped right to your door, and also talk to Jeep experts, we're officially excited to announce that we've got our Dirt Road CRED dealership affiliate program up and running, and we are partnered with Dan Cummins Jeep. All you have to do is go onto our website, type in your information, and it'll directly get connected to their Jeep experts where they can get you a great deal in a very fast shipping time frame. So reach out to them so you can get a brand new Jeep with a brand new grille like this one behind me. The biggest difference you're going to see in these two trim models are the prices. The Rubicon 4-door just standard model starts at $49,990 and the Rubicon X starts at $59,990. So a $10,000 difference in between these two models, and while that may seem like a big jump in price, there are some pretty big pros that do come with that price increase. Now on both of these models, they are still the same Rubicon bare bones underneath, front and rear locking differentials, you've got your sway bar disconnect, you've got still your 4-to-1 Rubicon rock track transfer case on these, and then the capability to really take them exactly where you want to. So in the bare bones sense of it, they're still the same vehicle. Now what it comes down to is how much luxury and how much trim options you can add to either one of them. You can still add the Extreme Recon, you can still add the front and rear steel bumpers, still add the Warn winch, which is brand new to this year. However, what Jeep has done for both of these models is basically made it easier on the ordering side. Now they've kind of limited the Rubicon to add on certain trim and certain features and given more of that to the Rubicon X. What I think that they've done is figured out that the general consumer that is purchasing the color match fenders, the color match top, and more of the luxury items is going to add all of it, compared to someone that wants a more bare bones Rubicon. They don't really add that much to it. Now in my opinion, it's a little bit tricky because if I were to order my brand new Jeep or my exact mock of my 22, I could not build it out the same way that I did. So there are a lot of key differences. So we'll first talk about what you can and can't get on the Rubicon model. So firstly, let's talk about what you can order on the Rubicon. Just the standard Rubicon model that starts at $49,990. You can still get this with the 3.6 liter and manual transmission, 3.6 with the automatic, and the 2 liter, which I currently run in my Jeep. There's no more eco diesel at all, and if you want to step up to the big boys, you got to get the 392, which is an entire trim in itself, which we have a full fun review of that coming where we get to drive one around. On the Rubicon trim, some things that you can't get, which kind of irked me a little bit for the price point, you cannot get color match fenders. I absolutely love my color match fender flares, especially in the Rubicon, but if you look at this one, and if Ryan even pans the high vis right behind me, you can't get them on here. So you cannot get the color match fenders if you order the base Rubicon. Second thing you can't get, which would have weeded me right out of the market, is the front camera. You cannot get the front camera on the standard Rubicon trim, and it comes standard on the Rubicon X. So two things that you can't add or modify onto this. Third thing that you cannot get onto it is the color matched standard 3-piece hardtop. You have to get the Sky One Touch top to get a color matched top on the base Rubicon, and that is now up to, I believe, a $3,200 option. So it has really gone up in the price point. But those are some bad news right away. One of the biggest bad news for people that love it, you can't get the leather in the regular Rubicon as well. You get the standard 2018 through 2023 Rubicon seats that have just been reupholstered with some new trim and new cloth in there. But that's enough of the bad news on this, and honestly, I feel Jeep in what they're trying to do. They're trying to make the ordering process simpler and weed out who's going to buy a serious off-roader versus who wants more of that prim, proper, some more comfort and creature comforts inside. On the Rubicon here though, you still can get the Extreme Recon package. You can still get the half doors, still get the front and rear steel bumpers, even get that brand new Warn recovery winch up front. There are a lot of options that still come standard on this, including what I love the most, the brand new Uconnect 5. If you guys want to check out everything on the interior, we've got a full interior and Uconnect 5 review also. You can pop over and view that, but that is now standard on every single one of the trims. Overall though, my personal opinion on which one to buy, or on my opinion on the Rubicon in itself, just the base one, I think it is still a great value at the $49,000 mark. Even if you have to add the Extreme Recon or add on some of those items that you'd like, you're not completely SOL, as they would say. You can still order the Rubicon color match fender flares. You can still add on, I'm sure, an aftermarket front camera if you had to. You can add on steel bumpers or anything else. And then leather, there are so many leather options. Here at Dan Cummins, they're even partnered up with a few different vendors that could help you out. But I know of a few such as Catskin, Alia leather, or you could just cover them up with some cool seat covers and not have to worry about that on the inside. That's where I would put it. If you're gonna really change all these things out, you might be better off just starting with a Rubicon X model, because when you're done with it, It's not going to be factory, and you're going to need to add a ton on. Well, we've moved over to the new model, fresh for 2024, the Rubicon X. Now, this is a neat trim behind me because it really incorporates a lot of those creature comforts mixed with the true off-road capability of the Rubicon and gives us a secondary trim for the Rubicon, which I do agree with their stance to do that because I think not everyone is looking to do this. Some people are just looking for that bare bones, going to lift it, going to modify the heck out of it, and then others are perfectly fine with the Rubicon X just like the one behind me. This one is fully loaded up with the Extreme Recon and a lot of other trim packages on it. It does get a little bit pricey, but for you to do all this aftermarket would be a heck of a lot more. Now, some of the standard features on the Rubicon X include the paint to match front and rear fender flares. I'm a biggest fan of those. I have them on my high velocity Jeep and I love the way that it looks. On the black, it's kind of hit or miss because it's not really too big of a change. However, on a Jeep that's bright like mine, that is a huge difference. The second thing is that you automatically get the color match 3-piece hardtop. So on this Jeep, once again, it is in black, and you do have the option to get the Sky One Touch. It does change it a little bit pricing wise if you upgrade to the One Touch, just because you are paying a premium to get this exact top here. Now, both of them you can still get the Extreme Recon package on, which come with the 315/70/17 KO2s and the new 17-inch black and machined Extreme Recon wheels. So those are brand new for this year, and we haven't seen those before. I'm a big fan of the old school ones, the OG Extreme Recon wheels with still the 20-something bolts on them. These are a little bit different, and they get the Rubicon 392 trim rings, and then I think they look a little bit too much like the Sahara High Altitude. Wheels are very a personal opinion, and I think these they're not doing it for me as much as some of the other ones. One of the other neat things is you can still option front and rear steel bumpers. You can get the dual top group, half doors, all the same bare bones and options that you would like. One of the biggest upgrades that comes standard with this is the interior, and that's what we're gonna focus on right now. Now, one thing we did wanna say, we actually noticed on the Rubicon X, they automatically come with the premium audio, which comes with the Alpine sub and amp, as well as a larger amount of speakers on the interior. We just double checked on the other 24 standard Rubicon, and it seems like it does not. So it used to be back in 22, 23, you would get that as standard equipment. You get the Alpine, the premium sound, all that built in. Now you get it with the Rubicon X as standard. However, you don't get it with the regular Rubicons. You can still option it on, but that one hurts me a little bit. I got the premium sound on mine included, didn't have to pay any extra, but it is built into the Rubicon X. So no need to worry if you're getting this trim. So here we go, guys. I actually fired up the Jeep because it looks like some of the settings or the adjustments will not work with the Jeep off, but these are the brand new Rubicon fully power leather heated front seats that come with the Rubicon X package. So we have some adjusters on the side. The first one is we do have our lumbar adjustment, so it's on the back. And don't mock me if I don't know what lumbar and all these other sections are. I'm not used to power seats. So you can see these can go back and forth, and then we can go up on this thigh section, which on a long trip, there's a company actually called Seat Jacker or Seat Hiker that raises the front of the seat up because it can make for a much more comfortable ride when you're going on those long highway trips, much like we are. We just drove 8 hours to get here, and that would be a lot nicer. So you can raise and lower the front of it. You can pick up the whole seat. So Ryan, you can actually see me picking up the whole seat for us short kings around here. So we can adjust that, as well as they do have the bolsters, which can be inflated and deflated. So there are actually airbags in there that can be inflated and deflated to give you more compression or more release on your back if you have some back problems or you just like it a certain way. And I don't know what the up and down does here. Does it compress these?
It might be those. Your thighs.
Yeah, I think the up and down ones actually compress and decompress the thighs. The one big thing I will tell you, these come standard on all Rubicon X models, but the thing that I don't really like as much is the giant plastic side here. I think that's going to get beat up pretty badly if you do use this on the trail. And I'm also curious to see actually how waterproof these are if you really wheel it and have the top and doors off. But that's the biggest change, the interior with the power heated front seats. That's really cool to see, and honestly one of the biggest differences on the interior of the Rubicon X. All right guys, well I hope you enjoyed this Dirt Road Cred exclusive Rubicon versus Rubicon X comparison. Now while this wasn't a complete deep dive into every single specification, engine, torque, horsepower, this, that, and the other, it was a good perspective on what both of these trims have to offer you. I really hope that this video solidified your choice on what to order. This is a ton of fun. We're so glad to be here and get you guys this content. But until next time, my name is Matt with Dirt Road Cred, and I want you to get out there and earn yours.